finishing with authority, David Lee and the Golden State Warriors go up against the New Orleans Hornets and their elite point guard who punches way above his weight.
There he is, Chris Paul, the Hornets' unrivaled point guard, as he entered the arena earlier. Thanks for joining us as we bring you this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. Along with Doris Burke and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. We're at the New Orleans Arena where the Hornets will try to turn it up on their home floor. Now Golden State's starting five. Monte and Curry in the backcourt. David Lee and Andres Biedrins up front and right.
Well, that was a quick foul for him there. The refs are certainly calling it close.
Clark, the Warriors coaching staff says that Steph Curry is extremely responsive to suggestions.
Yeah, and that's a good thing, to be coachable. And ready to receive coaching. They wanted him to come off screens more aggressively, and once they told him that, he started doing it consistently.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Kevin, I was able to speak momentarily with Monty Williams. Right away, he told me that personally, he likes the challenge of taking on a team with the offensive firepower they have. He said, as a coach and hopefully as a player, it's fun because it forces you to think a little bit harder. And so many times that can translate into a special performance. Something we'd love to see, guys.
All right, Doris, trying to find the right matchups with that offense.
Well, that's why you try to build a versatile and deep roster so you can be ready for everything.
Here's Paul. Hornets fell off a bit last season, but they were still a tough team at home.
Well, 24 wins at their arena, Kevin, down from the year before, but not by much.
And so here's Golden State. Now here's Ellis. Lee, left side. Tipped.
It's too difficult to squeeze that pass low.
So to follow up, Clark, on what you just touched on, how do the Hornets turn it around this year?
Well, I think it always starts with being healthy, Kevin, and that's for any team. But I also think in the case of the Bobcats, they need some help on the wings. But first and foremost is simply a game of good health for them.
Now here's Paul. Here's West. It's blocked. Here's Ariza. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From the stripe. The shot by Paul, no good.
That's not something you'll see very often. Got the mid-range jumper he wanted, but off target.
Ellis against Paul. And it's slammed in by Ellis.
Plays like that are what makes this league so great. He's a special player.
I don't care if you're a fan of another team. You have to admire someone, Clark, who can make those types of plays. Curry can't get it to go. Ariza kicks to Okafor. And again, New Orleans has no luck. On defense, the Hornets, trailing by 2. Here's Ellis. Takes it up. Nails it from close range. Ellis has got his second basket of the game.
That's the way to manufacture your shot against the taller defender. Solid effort.
Here's Thornton. West. And the Hornets miss again.
Well, he can't believe that one didn't fall. Those are usually automatic.
Biedrins a screen. Inside. Okafor against Lee. And the basket by Biedrins.
Passes like that are fun to watch. Beautiful feed inside for the score. He placed it perfectly, Kevin.
Andres Biedrins, he's out of Latvia. He struggled with injury last season, missed a lot of time. And Clark, when he was in there, he wasn't really himself.
Well, it takes a while if you come off an injury like that, particularly when you miss so much time. He was a little rusty. His confidence at the offensive end kind of was depleted, but he still was able to get some work done on the glass for him, Kevin.
Now Okafor after the missed three from Stephen Curry. West down low. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. Great finish in traffic. Here's the Warriors with the ball. Ellis outside. Lee outside. Right from outside. That's good.
For a player of his skill, it's going to take a lot better defense than that.
Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
You can't be careless with the ball. That's a loss of focus, plain and simple.
Brandon Wright's checked in for the Warriors. Udo comes in for David Lee. Here's Ellis. The shot misses. Here's Ariza. Hangs, and it's laid up and in. Ariza's got his first points of the game.
What an acrobatic finish. I love the dunk, but you got to give it up for that kind of layup. Looks like they switched to man D here.
Ellis. Again, the miss by Ellis.
You know, the defense sagged off on him, but he still wasn't able to drop the three. You won't get too many good looks like that.
Blocked. He stays with it. Okafor backs in. It bounces out of bounds after the shot.
Good defensive footwork shut down his path to the basket.
Here's Ellis. He's guarded by Thornton. Four seconds left. Curry can't get it to go.
He hasn't been able to get on track here. Right now being held without a point in this quarter. Gousset really struggling to find.
A closely contested game here at the start of the second quarter. The Hornets trail by 3. The Grizzlies supposedly offered Thabit, Mayo, and maybe even a first-round pick for Monte Ellis last season, but Golden State refused.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that in the trade rumor mill. It would have been interesting, to say the least, had that been consummated, that deal. I was a little shocked that Thabit was being shopped so early after he was drafted, but, you know, I guess Memphis really had a love Jones for Monte Ellis.
So on the floor for Golden State to begin this second quarter. Udo out there with Brandon Wright. Then there's Williams. Then there's Ellis and Bell. Let's go to our great sideline reporter, Doris Burke, for an update. Doris?
Well, guys, last season, Andres Biedrins set a league record for the worst free throw percentage in history. Coach Don Nelson said that free throw doesn't have much of a chance. I know it, you know it, he probably knows it. He's just so fundamentally unsound. We've worked with him and tried to show him, but he basically can't change that. Kevin Biedrins hoping that with the work he put in during the offseason, he can prove Nelly wrong.
Let's hope so. Thanks, Doris. Clark, back to that trade. You know, what do you think? You were saying they had a love Jones for Monte Ellis. I mean, why don't you think they pulled the trigger?
Well, Monte's a terrific offensive talent, Kevin, and it's always hard to give up that kind of explosive offensive player. And maybe they just weren't sold on the prospects of Thabit growing into a dominant center.
Outside Stojakovic, and the Hornets miss again. The Warriors leading. To the inside. Down low. Here's Wright. And he lays that one up and in.
You know, there aren't many players who won't finish that close to the hoop. You know, last season, Monte Ellis once again missed quite a few games. He missed 18 of them, actually. Ankle injuries, a knee injury, back troubles, a terrible flu. He wasn't as healthy as he wanted to be last year.
Here's Ariza. And no good. But close on that one, so he'll shoot two. The first one falls. And some changes here for the Warriors. Andres Biedrins, he's checked in for Wright. Lee comes in for Yuta. And Steph Curry subbed in for Monte Ellis. And he can't hit the second. Clark, Monte Ellis' quickness and athleticism is a big part of what makes him special. The Warriors have to wonder if he can stay healthy enough to be at his best long term.
You know, Kevin, remember now, he led the league at over 41 minutes a game. He's got to get stronger, but they also have to do a job of kind of managing those minutes and maybe cutting him down to the mid to high 30s to make him most effective.
That makes sense. Ball against Curry. To the paint. Thornton. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in.
Great vision on display there. The pass led him perfectly to the basket. That's how you do it.
Curry outside. Another miss by Curry.
He hit a three in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
And first time out of the game called for New Orleans. Emeka Okafor is checked in for New Orleans. Bellinelli comes in for Marcus Thornton. Here's Bellinelli. And Paul gets it to go in. Paul's got 6. And so here's Golden State. Here's Curry. He's got 6. And here's Bell. And stolen by Ariza.
They certainly haven't been very good here in the quarter in regards to protecting the ball, Kevin.
Great anticipation. Ariza hits the reach-in call. That is his first foul of the game. And here's Golden State. 8 feet out. And again, it's the Warriors missing. The Hornets with a chance to retake the lead. Now here's Paul. Tight defense on him. West with the ball. He's picked up by Lee. Bellinelli for 3. That's good. And the Hornets lead by 3. Here comes Steph Curry. And now our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, has some info for us. Doris, take it away.
Kevin, last season, Don Nelson snapped the all-time record for NBA coaching wins. Don Nelson followed and said, "Just means I've been coaching a long time, 30-something years. Coach that many games, you're bound to win a good number of them." Of course, the struggles for the Golden State Warriors somewhat muted the applause for Don Nelson's achievement, but he said, "I'm okay with that. I really think I prefer it that way." An amazing achievement, no matter how you look at it, gentlemen.
It certainly is. Thank you, Doris. And that is good.
Just like the one he had in the first. He's a dangerous shooter out there.
Outside, Bellinelli can't hit. Now Golden State takes it the other way. Down low, Ellis, Ariza covering.
That's a nice finish in transition, partner. That's exactly how you run the break.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. And some changes here for the Warriors. Charlie Bell's checked in for Ellis, and it's Pargo in for Steph Curry. Marcus Thornton, he's checked in for the Hornets. The Hornets trail by 4. Here's Paul. Offensive struggles continue, missing again.
Switch to a 3-2 zone. They're looking to keep the offense off balance here and disrupt them a bit.
Here's Pargo. Paul grabs the board.
You can't D up a layup any better than that. Nice work.
The 3. Thornton, no good.
They'd be smart to hold it now for the last shot.
Now here's Biedrins.
Not enough room for that pass to be made.
It's 1-on-1. And that's off as he tries to beat the buzzer. And so we wrap up the first half.
Take a look at what Curry's done. 9 points, and he's connected on 2 3-pointers here as well.
Boyd.
Well, it's time for our... These two have both turned...
The second half now getting underway, and it's been a very close ball game so far. Here's Paul. He has 6. But the Warriors were just dismal on the road last season, only mustering 8 wins away from Oakland.
Yeah, and for as great as they can be at home, they were just as flat on the road last year. I mean, they were wrought by injuries, but they have to be better than that on the road, and I think they will be. They've got a nice young nucleus there.
Chris Paul and Marcus Thornton are in the backcourt. Weston Okafor, the big bodies down low, and Ariza. So that's the group out there for New Orleans. To the inside. Kicks it out to Ellis. Now Biedrins. Here's Lee. Nails the turnaround jumper. Lee's got his second bucket of the game to go. And with the Warriors' road struggles you mentioned, how do you think they're going to get better with that?
Well, it starts with health. I mean, they've got to have Biedrins healthy, and they have to continue to see Steph Curry improve. But it starts with being healthy and then making a better effort defensively.
They are a young team, though.
They certainly are.
Here's Ellis, and the Warriors tack on 2 more.
With a high basketball IQ at the offensive end, this guy is just waiting for you to make one mistake as a defender. If you do, he'll take advantage of it.
Thornton, no good.
You got to expect more out of him here. He's had a lot of difficulty this quarter, which in turn is making it difficult for them to cut into this deficit at all.
Marcus Thornton is out of LSU. Impressive Clark in his rookie season, especially for a second-round pick.
Well, I was surprised he wasn't gone sometime in the first round, Kevin. I watched him in college. He can get his own shot. He's aggressive. He can shoot the 3. He can drive it. He can pull up for the mid-range game. I mean, he's a terrific offensive player, and we saw all of that on display last year, especially when Chris Paul was out with the injury.
Warriors making a switch here.
He knew exactly where the ball was going and got a hand on it. Great D leads to easy offense.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. Here's Paul. He has 6. From the wing. Hits the far iron, but it goes in. Paul's got 8.
Well, he's playing a well-rounded game, and he's really helped them in a number of ways.
Curry. Let's go with a 3. Kept alive. Ellis outside. He's guarded by Thornton. Tries again. And again, Monte Ellis. 14 points for him.
He's really one of the big reasons why they have the lead now. He's playing an extremely efficient game. It's fun to watch.
Back to Lee. And 2 free throws coming up as the whistle blows. He barely missed that one. That one is on Ariza. Not a lot expected out of David Lee coming into this league, but he's definitely a star now.
Well, 29 teams did pass on him in the draft, but I bet if you had a mulligan, that number would be a lot less.
The Hornets trail by 9. Shots good from West. Here's Curry. He's got 9. With Steph Curry last season, the Warriors just kept adding to their arsenal of deadly shooters.
Yeah, and if you're going to struggle, one of the things you want to make sure you can do is shoot the ball, and they can do that. They were a team that could score with the best of them, Kevin, and outside shooting continues to be a strength for them.
And Clark, you have to think that what this Golden State team needs is a big man who can command some attention inside the paint.
You want to have that outside-inside balance, Kevin, and with all those shooters, if you can get somebody who can demand attention in the paint and can produce in there, that makes them a dangerous team.
Boy, that was nice and easy, but easy's probably just the way he likes it.
Yeah, and the one-hand slam always looks nice, Clark, on the highlight reel. pass to Paul. And Curry picks him up defensively. And another three for New Orleans.
You can see that they're trying to open things up here to get back in the ball game. They still need to work at the defensive end on getting some stops, but offensively, they're on the right track.
From deep. What a shot! Curry's got 14 points.
And this is someone that can really hurt you from long range. He did that to a degree in the first half, and he's doing it now.
Here's Ariza, and it's New Orleans scoring again. Knocked loose. And the Warriors with some changes. Andres Biedrins is checked in for Wright. Williams comes in for Jarrell Wright. And Charlie Bell subbed in for Monte Ellis. Here's Curry, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. That one is on Ariza. And the first one drops. And so he hits both. Here's Paul, 11 points in the game. Here's Thornton. Goes up. And he gets the bucket. Foul is... Paul, one free throw for him.
Well, he showed his strength on that one. That weightlifting paid off. He got that shot up and down despite the foul.
We'll see what the coach has drawn up. Will they opt for the quick shot? Outside Williams. Got a piece of it. And stolen by Ariza. And he flushes it down with one hand.
Oh my goodness. Nobody stopped the ball. The D made that much too easy for him.
Good if it goes, and no good trying to get that one. Well, it's been an exciting game as we finish the third. Really an incredible game from Stephen Curry. And the final period of play just about to start. Come on, man. Here's Ellis. On the court for Golden State here in the fourth. They've got Williams. Biedrins. Oh!
That's hoops like it was meant to be, Kevin.
Howard Clark, even the sound of that dunk was massive.
Yeah, it was wicked. They've gone to the 1-3-1 zone. Let's see if they can pressure the ball in the corner.
Was shot by Udo, no good. The Hornets trail by 5. Back to Ariza. Okafor with the ball. Biedrins on him. Okafor, fended by Biedrins. The open shot, Paul. Again, the miss by Paul.
He's been AWOL this quarter. When his team is down and in need of some scoring from him, he hasn't shown up.
It's Ariza on the wing, fended by Biedrins.
I can't say I was really expecting him to shoot the three on the break, but he knocked it down.
And here's Bell. Back to Ellis. He dumps it off. Here's Biedrins, and finished up with a nice layup.
Speed is only part of the equation here. He's not blinding quick, but he was determined to take that one to the rim.
Okafor, the pass to Ariza. Ball outside. Buries the short-range shot.
That's exactly the way you practice it. Hit the open man for the great look.
Ellis, the pass to Biedrins. Stolen away.
And Kev, that's only his first giveaway for the game.
And finished off by Paul.
In an effort to solidify the middle, they've changed to a 2-3 zone.
Now a timeout called by Golden State. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Hey, Kevin, I was able to hear the advice Don Nelson gave to his team during that break. He got right in the faces of his players and laid it out, saying, this game is going to come down to heart. It's simple. Show me how much heart you have. We'll see how his team responds to that test, Kevin.
And Curry picks him up defensively. And here's Thornton outside. Right, inhales it.
One of the ways where they've shown a definite edge, Kevin, has come on the glass today.
Thornton gets the whistle for blocking. That'll be his second foul of the game. Here's Ellis. Outside Curry. The three gets the bucket. Curry's got 19 points.
He's been hurting them out there, Kevin, and I'm still waiting for the defense to make the adjustment to stay there on him.
The Hornets trail by 3. Paul dishes to Okafor. Back to Paul. Thornton with it. He's guarded by Ellis. 5 to shoot. Okafor kicks it to West. Puts the move on. The shot no good. Now Golden State takes it the other way. Their biggest lead of the game was 9.
He's got to break out of this slump if his team wants a chance to win.
Curry kicks to Ellis. Draws the foul. He'll get a trip to the line.
What a game for Ellis. 16 points and his 2 steals round out those numbers nicely. He's had great awareness out there exploiting those passing lanes and coming up with steals.
Sinks the second, and that gives him a 4-point cushion.
Well, they really came out this half much more aggressive than they were in the first half. And that's coaching, but that's also team attitude. These guys got refocused and energized for the second half.
And the Hornets making a change here. Stojakovic is checked in. And it's the Hornets with the ball. 4-point game. He's guarded by Ellis. From 7. Jump shot is good that time. Here's Curry. Dropped in on the layup. Curry's got 21. And it's the Hornets with the ball. Trailing by 4. Here's Stojakovic. Kept alive. Poked away. Curry with the steal.
Oh, what a great steal. That's a big-time play there.
Paul against Lee. Drains it from short range.
You can't let guys get so close to the hoop like that. You got to bump them and chuck them a little bit as they come through the paint. Make them feel you.
Stojakovic with the 3. Can't get it to go. Now Golden State takes it the other way. And there's the intentional foul. Good on the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead. Perfect from the line, and it's an 8-point ball game. Here's Paul. 54 seconds left to the 4th. The outside leaner. It's 2-on-1. Here's Curry. Takes it up. Can't extend the lead to double digits. And it's the Hornets with the ball. Jacks up a 3. Peja Stojakovic, and that's good.
Got an open look out there in transition and did not hesitate. That's a nice shot. They're trying to stir things up to make something happen. They've switched their D to full court press. Healthy lead, and with smart play the rest of the way, they should be able to win this.
From deep 3-point range, scooped up. From deep, Wright gets the board inside.
You know, even though that one didn't fall, it isn't terribly out of his range. He can hit from that far on occasion.
Paul, it's called.